Ma'am, you know why I pulled you over?
No, I don't actually.
Your tags didn't come up in our system, license and registration.
I work for the county. These are government plates.
Huh, okay, sure. What do you do for the county? I'm a judge, circuit court.
Yeah, and I'm the mayor.
Officer Marcus Daniels had no idea what he just walked into. In the next 72 hours, his badge would be taken, his job would be gone, his face would be on every news channel in the state. The woman he just ordered out of her car was Judge Veronica Williams. She had been a judge for 15 years. She worked on the Ninth Circuit Court. Her job was to review police misconduct cases. She had ruled on over 300 cases about bad cops. She was known for being fair, but she was also known for being tough on officers who broke the rules. And here is the part that makes this story unbelievable. His dashcam was recording. Her dashcam was recording. Every second of this traffic stop was being saved. Before I continue, let me ask you something. Have you ever been treated unfairly by someone in power? Drop your answer in the comments below. But Officer Daniels had no idea who he was talking down to. Judge Veronica Williams was 52 years old. She graduated from Harvard Law School. She worked as a federal prosecutor for 8 years before becoming a judge. For the past 15 years, she sat on the Ninth Circuit Court in Riverside County. Her main job was reviewing civil rights cases. That means she looked at cases where cops were accused of doing bad things. She had seen hundreds of these cases. She knew every trick. She knew every excuse. People in the legal world called her the reformer. She pushed for changes in how police were held responsible. She wrote articles about racial profiling during traffic stops. Her research was so good that it was used in 3 cases that went to the Supreme Court. But here is what matters most. Judge Williams sat on the county's police review board. That is the group that decides if cops get punished for bad behavior. She was the person who reviewed officer complaints. On this Thursday evening, she was just driving home. She had spent 12 hours teaching a class at the state university. She was tired. She was in her own neighborhood. She was 3 blocks from her house. She had no idea she was about to become proof of the very problem she spent her career fighting. Now here is what happened next. Officer Marcus Daniels had a reputation in this department, but it was not a good one. He was 34 years old. He had been a cop for 7 years. He used to work in the investigations unit, but he got moved to traffic duty. That is usually not a promotion. Here is what the records show. Daniels had 14 complaints against him in 7 years, 14, and every single complaint came from a person of color, every single one. But here is the part that should make you angry. All 14 complaints were marked as not proven. None of them led to any punishment. The department kept clearing him. Let me tell you about 3 of those complaints. In 2019, he stopped a black doctor driving a Tesla. He made the doctor prove he owned the car. The doctor filed a complaint. Nothing happened. In 2021, he held a Hispanic lawyer on the side of the road for 45 minutes. The reason was an equipment problem. The lawyer sued. The county paid him $15,000 to make it go away, quietly. In 2023, he pulled over a black real estate agent in this same neighborhood, but this time his body camera stopped working. No video, no punishment. Other cops had a nickname for him. They called him DWB Daniels. DWB stands for driving while black. They thought it was funny, a joke in the locker room. Type accountability in the comments if you think 14 complaints should mean something. But on November 14, 2024, his luck ran out. He picked the wrong person. It was Thursday, November 14, 2024. The time was 7:47 in the evening. The sun had just gone down. Judge Williams was driving through Oakwood Heights. This is one of the nicest neighborhoods in Riverside County. The homes cost over $1 million. Trees line every street. It is quiet and safe. The judge drove a black Cadillac sedan. It was a county car. It had government plates. She was listening to classical music. In her head, she was thinking about the cases she had to review tomorrow. Officer Daniels sat in his patrol car in a shopping center parking lot. He watched cars go by, then he saw the Cadillac, government plates, black woman driving. He ran the plates through his computer. The system showed the car belonged to Riverside County courts. That means it was a real government car. The plates were fine. He pulled her over anyway. Later, he would say the plates did not come up right, but the computer records would prove that was a lie. Both cars had dashcams running. The judge also had her own personal dashcam. It recorded front and back. Officer Daniels wore a body camera. It was also recording. Every angle was covered. Every word was saved. If stories like this matter to you, hit that subscribe button now. You need to see what happened next. Officer Daniels walked up to the car. He shined his flashlight in her face. There were streetlights. He did not need the flashlight. He did it. Anyway, ma'am, this is a pretty expensive car, he said. Is this your car? Yes, it is a county car. I work for the county. Doing what exactly? I am a judge. He laughed at her. A judge in this car? Where is your ID then? She handed him her license and her judge ID card. He barely looked at them. Anyone can print one of these, he said. You can call the courthouse to check, she said. I will decide what I need to do. Step out of the car. Am I being held? What did I do wrong? Your government plates did not come up clean. That is why. I would like your badge number and name, please. His voice got harder. You think you are special. The badge number is on my uniform. Read it yourself. I am going to stay in my car. I have not done anything wrong. Ma'am, you are 2 seconds away from an obstruction charge. I understand. I will wait here. Then he said the words that would end his career. You know what? I am tired of you people thinking you own these neighborhoods. There was a pause. I am sorry, you people. You heard me. Now step out, or I am pulling you out. I am not fighting you, but I am recording everything. He reached for the door handle. She stayed still. Her hands stayed on the wheel. He banged on her window, hard. He called for backup, not because he was in danger. He said the subject is being difficult. Let me know in the comments what you would do if this happened to you. What Daniels did not know was that Judge Williams had already sent a text to her clerk. Within 2 minutes, the chief judge of Riverside County was watching this traffic stop live. He was seeing it through the county car's dashcam feed. Sometimes good people are watching when bad things happen. 5 minutes later, a second police car pulled up. Sergeant Patricia Okonkwo stepped out. She had been a cop for 12 years. She was good at her job. She followed the rules. She walked toward the Cadillac, then she looked through the window. Her face changed. Her eyes got wide. She turned to Daniels. Daniels, stop, right now. What? She is not cooperating. Do you know who this is? Some lady who says she is a judge. Sergeant Okonkwo took a deep breath. She is a judge, Judge Veronica Williams. She rules on police misconduct cases, are misconduct cases. The color left his face. What? You just pulled over the judge who reviews our complaints, the person who decides if we get fired. For a moment, no one moved. Then Daniels tried to save himself. Well, she still should have listened to me. Her plates flagged. I was doing my job. How was I supposed to know who she was? But it was too late. 3 other people had seen everything. Sergeant Okonkwo said she heard him say, "You people," through her car window. She wrote it in her report. A man named Thomas Chen lived on that street. He heard the noise. He came outside. He recorded 90 seconds on his phone. He caught Daniels banging on the window. A firefighter named Jamal Washington was driving home from work. He saw the stop. He pulled over to watch. He was ready to step in if things got worse. The evidence was everywhere. Daniels' body camera recorded 11 minutes. His dashcam recorded the whole thing. The judge's personal dashcam got every angle. The county car's GPS showed she was 3 blocks from her own home. Thomas Chen's phone video caught the worst moment, and the chief judge of Riverside County watched it happen live. 10 minutes later, Lieutenant James Morrison arrived. He was Daniels' boss. He asked to see the body camera footage right there on the street. He watched it. His face went white. "Daniels, get back to the station, now." He turned to Judge Williams. "Your Honor, I am so sorry. This should never have happened." Daniels started talking fast. "I was following the rules. The plates really did flag. I did not touch her. Can we just talk about this?" But there was nothing to talk about. By now, Officer Daniels was starting to understand how badly he messed up, but the real trouble had not even started yet. Because the next morning, Judge Veronica Williams walked into her courtroom, and guess whose file was sitting on her desk? Type "karma" in the comments if you saw this coming. That same night, the department started an investigation. Lieutenant Morrison filed his report before midnight. The sheriff found out by 10 p.m. All the video was saved and locked. But here is where this story gets unbelievable. November 15th came. The very next morning, Judge Williams sat down at her bench. Her clerk handed her the day's cases. One file caught her eye: disciplinary review, Officer Marcus Daniels. It was a different case, an older one, the 2023 complaint from the black real estate agent, the one where his body camera stopped working. That case had been waiting for review. The same cop who stopped her last night was already on her calendar for today. She could not believe it. She had to step away from the case. A judge cannot rule on someone who was just involved in something with her. That is a conflict of interest. She gave the case to another judge. But this made the department look harder at Daniels. What they found was bad. They pulled his full record: 14 complaints in 7 years, 0 punishments. Every person who complained was black or Hispanic. His body camera had problems 7 different times, always when he stopped someone who was not white. They checked his story about the traffic stop. He said the plates did not come up right. The computer team looked at the records. The plates came back fine. They showed the car belonged to Riverside County courts. He lied. They watched all the videos. Judge Williams stayed calm the whole time. Her hands never left the wheel. She never yelled. She never fought. He lied about that too. And then there was the "you people" comment, caught on 3 different recordings. The department made its decision fast. They took his badge. They took his gun. They put him on leave. The police union tried to fight it. They lost. The sheriff held a press conference that same day. This department does not accept racial profiling. Officer Daniels' pattern of behavior is being fully reviewed. He also said the state would do its own investigation. If you want to see more stories about bad cops facing real consequences, hit subscribe right now. But the consequences were just beginning, because Thomas Chen had already put his cell phone video on Twitter, and by midnight, Officer Marcus Daniels would be the most hated cop in America. The video spread fast, really fast. At 8:14 p.m., Thomas Chen posted his 90-second clip on Twitter. By 9 p.m., it had 50,000 views. The hashtag DWBDaniels started trending locally. By 10:30 p.m., the local news station picked up the story. They ran it at 11 p.m. By midnight, the video had 2.1 million views. National news started calling. The next morning, CNN talked about it. MSNBC talked about it. Fox News talked about it. Everyone was talking about it. Within 48 hours, the videos had 47 million views across all platforms. News stations in other countries covered it. Here are the numbers. On Twitter, 18.2 million views and 340,000 shares. On TikTok, people made reaction videos that got 23 million views. On YouTube, news clips got over 6 million views. On Instagram, 4.8 million people saw posts about it. The comments were brutal. One person wrote, "He really said you people to a judge who rules on his cases." Another said, The way karma works in real time is beautiful. Someone else posted, "This man pulled over the one person who could end his career the next day." But the most shared comment said, "Every black professional has this exact story. She just had the power to do something about it." The department put out a statement, "We are committed to being responsible and open." The sheriff went on local TV, "This does not show who we are." Daniels' union tried to defend him. They called it a routine traffic stop. That made people angrier. Then reporters started digging. They found all 14 complaints. They talked to the people who filed them. Former victims started sharing their stories on TV. Share this story if you think more people need to see it. 3 days later, Daniels hired a lawyer. He was going to need one. Judge Williams did not stay quiet. She filed a lawsuit on November 22, 2024. It was a federal civil rights case. She sued Officer Daniels. She sued the sheriff's department. She sued Riverside County. She said they broke the Fourth Amendment. That is the part of the Constitution that protects people from unfair searches and stops. She also said they used racial profiling. She asked for $5 million. But here is what made her case so strong. All 14 of his old complaints became evidence. 6 of the people who complained before agreed to come to court and tell their stories. The lawyers did the math. Officer Daniels stopped black drivers 8 times more often than white drivers, 8 times. His body camera had problems 7 times in 3 years. Every time, he was stopping someone who was not white. The state also opened a criminal case. They wanted to see if Daniels broke federal civil rights laws. That is a serious crime. Now let me tell you what happened to him. On December 19, 2024, he was fired. Gone, done. His pension was put on hold. They are still deciding if he gets to keep his retirement money. The state started a process to take away his police license. If that happens, he can never be a cop again, anywhere. His name was added to a special list. It is called the Brady List. That is a list of cops who cannot be trusted to tell the truth in court. Once you are on that list, your career is over. The county settled the lawsuit. They paid $1.2 million. Daniels has to pay more on top of that. But money was not the only result. The county agreed to make changes, new rules about body cameras. If your camera keeps breaking, you get fired. New training. About bias for every traffic cop. A new system to track when officers get too many complaints. Did Daniels ever say sorry? No. His lawyer said he denies any racial bias. People online did not believe him. Judge Williams held her own press conference. She said, "This is not about me. It is about every person who gets stopped and questioned and embarrassed, people who do not have a law degree or a judge ID to protect them. Sometimes one case can change a whole system. This was one of those times." In December 2024, Judge Williams stood on the steps of the Riverside County Courthouse. Civil rights lawyers stood beside her. Community leaders were there too. She spoke into the microphones. "In that moment, I was not a judge. I was not a Harvard graduate. I was not a 15-year legal expert. I was just another black woman being told I did not belong in my own neighborhood." She paused. "My degrees did not protect me. My job did not protect me. Nothing would have protected me that night, except those cameras." She talked about her work. "I have looked at hundreds of these cases from behind my bench, but living it, feeling that fear, knowing one wrong move could cost you everything, you cannot understand that from reading a file." She had a message for regular people. Record everything, write everything down, know your rights, and never let anyone make you feel like you do not belong somewhere. She had a message for police too. Most officers do their jobs with honor, but the ones who do not, the ones who see a black face and see a criminal, they make everyone look bad, and we will hold them responsible. She talked about what she wants to see change: a national list of problem officers, rules to take badges away from cops who keep getting complaints, citizen groups that actually have power. Then she finished with one line. He asked me what I do for the county. I review cases exactly like his. The irony is not lost on me, and it should not be lost on anyone watching. The crowd clapped. Reporters wrote down every word. This case showed a bigger problem, one that affects millions of people. Black drivers get stopped 43% more often than white drivers. During those stops, black drivers get searched or arrested at double the rate. In Chicago last year, 44% of traffic stops were black drivers, but only 29% of the city is black. Judge Williams had power, she had proof, she had attention. What about everyone else? The real estate agent, the doctor, the lawyer, they filed complaints too, nothing happened. This was not one bad cop. This was a system that let 14 complaints go nowhere until he picked the wrong person. So let me ask you, do we need a Harvard-educated judge to get stopped before we believe racial profiling is real? Do we think 14 complaints should mean nothing until it happens to someone powerful? Do we want a system where your job title decides if your rights matter? Because if we do not fix how complaints get handled, if we do not track the patterns, if we do not give citizen groups real power, then we are just waiting for the next Officer Daniels, the next pretextual stop, the next person who does not have a law degree to protect them. Comment below if you think police complaint records should be public. I want to know what you think. If you believe stories like this matter, hit that subscribe button now. We are going to keep showing these stories. We are going to keep demanding better. We are going to keep fighting for fairness, for justice, for everyone who has ever been told they do not belong in their own neighborhood. This is not just about one cop or one judge. It is about all of us. It is about the system we choose to accept. See you in the next one.